Welcome to CUWFalcons.com. We're here previewing the baseball upcoming NACC Tournament. Joining us today, Coach Eddy Morgan, first timer on CUWFalcons.com for an interview.
All right.
But before we get into the NACC Tournament, let's preview your season a little bit. You guys, kind of the tale of two seasons: 4-16 start, or sorry, 6-14 start, 14-3 in the second half. What was the biggest difference if you can pinpoint one thing on a switch for you?
Yeah, you know what? I think it was both the players and the coaches. We had to learn each other. What the strengths and weaknesses are of our players, what we could do. The players need to learn what our systems are and how we like to play. And I think it just took us a little while to figure some of those things out. Baseball is won with pitching and defense, and probably the biggest thing players-wise was when we put freshman Matt Schubert at shortstop. It really solidified in our defense, and especially at Capco Park, with the turf, you need to be solid up the middle, catching, middle infield, and center field, and Shuby really solidified that.
Now the pitching also took a big step forward during that stretch. I think Tyler Gross had 4-year wins during the 12-game winning streak. Andrew Heidemann, a couple really good starts. Baglow's had 2 good starts his last one. What are you looking for out of your pitching staff? Obviously you want them to get ahead, but also work fast and things like that.
Well, first of all, it's about competing, and we're just trying to get that mentality into our guys that every time you take the mound, you compete. And early on, it was getting these guys to understand the importance of what we call A3P, which is an attack in 3 pitches. We want to get out, first pitch strikes. Our goal is to get to 70% first pitch strikes. And when you do that, the batting averages dip. And when we started getting in that routine of attacking early in zone, and you can see with our pitch counts of our pitchers, typically, we're seeing guys go deep into the game because they're throwing a lot of quality strikes, and it starts with attacking in those 3 pitches. And so with our pitching, that's been kind of our bread and butter all season, and kind of got us going. And the success of the tournament is going to be dependent on what we get out on the mound.
Now the offense, early on it seemed like you were jumbling around the lineup trying to get the right fit. Seems to have kind of found a rhythm lately. I want to focus on 2 guys, Brandon Seifert, Bo Berger, in the middle of that lineup. Seem to be good RBI guys for you. Talk about those 2 and what they mean to this team.
Brandon is a baseball player, and he definitely gets our offensive philosophy. And he goes up there and he grinds out of at-bats. He takes a lot of pitches. And he's just waiting for that one pitch where, that pitcher's going to make the mistake. Guys in the big leagues will tell you that typically in that one at-bat, you're going to see one mistake by the pitcher. And if you're not ready for it, or you're not seeing the ball well, your at-bat's not going to be very good. And Brandon does a tremendous job of really putting together a true quality professional at-bat. And he understands with 2 strikes that he limits his swing a little bit, and you'll see a lot of balls kind of, just the other way to the right side, so he does a really good job with that. Bo is really our true extra base hit guy. I mean, he's our true power threat. He's got tremendous bat speed. Early in the season, we just needed him to get a little bit more professional with his at-bat. He needed to grind out some pitches and not be in a hurry to jump on that first thing that he saw. And sometimes, with these guys and only being around with them for 1 year, I don't necessarily see some of their weaknesses in fall ball. You're not playing a lot of games in the fall, and so early on in the season, that's what we're trying to do, mix in the lineup a little bit, see what guys can do. And like you said, we've kind of solidified our lineup now here the last 3-4 weeks of the season. And Bo and Brandon are a big part of the middle part of that lineup.
Now you mentioned briefly the offensive philosophy. It seems like you are a guy that wants to steal bases when you can. You want to extend that lead you always talk about. Just mention your offensive philosophy a little bit, especially with this team. You don't really have the guy that's going to give you the 3-run home run, 1 swing of the bat, so you have to play a little small ball to get those runs.
Our job as coaches is to really put these guys in position to be successful. And we knew when we took over the program, our athletic ability isn't where we want it to be, but that doesn't mean we can't be successful. We just have to play within our system and be creative on offense and be able to score runs in a small ball way. When things aren't going well, being able to bunt a little bit, run a little bit, Really our philosophy is what we call base 2L, which is we want to try to create one big inning a game, and that's 3 runs or more. We want to answer back. Whenever a team scores runs, we want to be able to come back and answer. It takes momentum away from them. We want to score first. Typically, teams that score first tend to have a good chance of winning. We want to extend the lead. So once we do get up a little bit, we want to, we may play small ball, might be the 5th inning, but we want to tack on runs. And we know what we have in our bullpen and the amount of pitching depth that you need, to get all the way to the World Series. We're not quite there yet, so we know we need to continue to, whether we're up 7 or 8 runs, we're going to still try to, if we have to suicide squeeze, we're going to suicide squeeze. 2 is we want to score with 2 outs. That's a backbreaker for any defense, is to score with 2 outs. The L, I think I missed the L, is we want to try to attain and get the leadoff man on. And those are just, we want to really measure it. I don't typically look at batting averages. I'm looking at quality at bats, those types of things, and then our offensive philosophy. And if we typically do, 3 or 4 of those in a game, we win. And our stats have proven that this year. Is when we do 3 or 4 of those, we're either in the game or we win.
NACC Tournament coming up this week. You open with Edgewood on Thursday here at 1 p.m. Before we get into previewing Edgewood a little bit, let's talk about how important it is to have this tournament at your home park. I mean, you look at the 12-game winning streak, the first 10 came right here at Capco Park. These guys obviously love playing here. How are they going to be able to maybe take advantage of that home field?
Yeah, we're pretty comfortable playing here, and we've had some success here. And once you start winning a few games, that just kind of builds up the confidence level. So it's huge that we're blessed with this tremendous facility and to be able to host the tournament. And it is an advantage. I don't care if we get to sleep in our own beds, eat our own food, and feel comfortable here. I think the big ballpark really evens things out, and when we get that beautiful wind off the lake too, that's a great equalizer, and it really puts the emphasis on pitching and defense and grinding out at bats. And so, that's our style. That's how we want to play. So we've been playing all year, if we continue to do that, we're going to see some success in the tournament.
Play Edgewood Thursday, team you were able to sweep a couple weeks ago. I'm guessing your message to the team is you can throw that doubleheader out the door, and it's a new game on Thursday.
I think any team in this league can beat anybody on any given day. If I tell our guys all the time, it's not the best team that wins; it's the team that plays best. And if we play well, we'll give ourselves an opportunity to win. And it's a double limb, so there's a lot of baseball to be played. Obviously, the first one is very important. Edgewood's got a very nice team. They got a good number 1, and that's the thing. In the first round, everyone's number 1 for the most part. And if you don't, you're risking a lot. Mm-hmm. So we truly have to put together quality at bats. I know Spud Heidemann is going to get the start, a freshman from Bakersfield, California. He's kind of been our horse all year. He'll come in, he'll throw strikes, and we'll pick it behind him, and we'll try to create some runs. Last time we played them, it was a close ball game, and then all of a sudden we broke it open with a big inning. So, we'll just stick with our offensive philosophy, and if we play well, we'll win.
It's going to be the Falcons and the Eagles, 1 o'clock here at Capco Park on Thursday afternoon. For all NACC tournament coverage, visit CUWFalcons.com. We open at 10 a.m. Thursday with the 6-team NACC tournament. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Continuing our coverage on CUWFalcons.com, previewing the upcoming NACC baseball tournament, joined now by Falcons starting pitcher Austin Baglow. Austin, first of all, thanks for joining us today.
Of course. Before
we look ahead to this weekend, I want to talk to you a little bit about your team. Slow start to the season, but really able to turn it around, 14-3 over the last 17. What do you think has been the biggest key for you guys over the second half of the season?
We were about at a 1-10 run in the middle of the season, playing some pretty good teams, but we just didn't do the little things. We made errors at terrible times, weren't throwing quality strikes at the right time, and then we stuck together as a team, and then on our 12-game winning streak, we really just threw quality strikes, made the big plays that we weren't making before, and won those close ball games that we were losing.
And the pitching's obviously helped turn this thing around too. Let's focus on you for a little bit. Your last 2 starts, you've been able to go all 9 innings, give the bullpen some rest. What's been the key for you these last couple times out against Wisconsin, Lutheran, and Lakeland?
It was all about getting ahead, throwing strike one. If you get behind hitters, they can keep taking pitches, and then the bullpen has to come in eventually because you're going to get above the 100 pitch count and can't finish out the game. But it's all about strike one, keep throwing strikes.
I want to ask you about two younger guys now, a couple of freshmen, Dylan Gosman, Spud Heidemann. They've been huge for your staff during this stretch. What do they bring to this pitching staff that you guys maybe didn't have a season ago?
They have no fear. For freshmen, I remember being a freshman, I was afraid to fail. They are not afraid to fail, and they add a ton of depth that we have not had before in both conference and non-conference games. It's just fantastic.
Now, talk a little bit about the adjustment to the new coaching staff. Not only head coach Eddy Morgan, but Coach Moe, the assistant, the pitching coach. Was maybe that a little bit at the start of the season, adjusting to the new staff, and now that you guys have kind of figured out what they're all about, their philosophies, it's helped turn the page, and you guys have been able to win some games here?
Yeah, at the beginning it really was about feeling each other out, knowing what to do, what not to do, what pushes their buttons, sort of thing. Every coaching staff has a different philosophy, and with this, we just had to play one pitch at a time. That's what Coach Morgan has always told us, win this pitch. And early on it was rough, but I think we really are coming together as a team through the coaching staff.
Yeah, Coach Morgan, definitely a man of many sayings. And, but now you go ahead now to your third NACC tournament. Before we preview your team in that, how important is it for you guys to be able to play? This is the second straight year now. Play this thing at home, on your home field, where you are obviously comfortable. I mean, 10 in a row here at one point this season. How big is it to be able to play here at Capco Park?
Oh, it's awesome. I love playing here. I love just not having to go to a hotel that we had to do. My freshman year was a nightmare. We stayed overnight, didn't get to play the first day because of rain. We can play games in the rain here all we want. It's fantastic. I love it here, really.
Now, this week you start with Edgewood. I don't know if Coach has put out the staff order or not. He's mentioned probably going with Heidemann in game one, but you need to be ready. And is that the philosophy here in the NACC tournament, that your number could be called upon? It could be relief in one game, it could be starting one game, but you got to be ready at all situations.
Absolutely. Usually when I know I'm not starting, I don't have my spikes on out in the stands doing charts. Now I always have to have my spikes on in the dugout, ready to go at any time. Because you lose one, it's hard to come back from losing just the one, winning 5 in a row or whatever we have to do.
It's going to be that first game, a big one, the Falcons and Edgewood College Eagles. It's going to be at 1 o'clock here at Capco Park. The NACC tournament gets underway starting at 10 o'clock Thursday. For all coverage on the NACC tournament, visit CUWFalcons.com. Austin, thanks for joining us. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you.